At the end of the day, that's what consistency is all about. The ability to choose yourself in a world that is crazy and demanding and asking of a million things, but in a healthy, proactive way. Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. I'm trying out something new, so this is going to be a podcast / a YouTube video. I bought some stuff to actually make this podcast much better. I didn't bring my mic stand. It was either I had to hold my mic like this the whole time, which I guess I could do, or we're just gonna go for it this time, do the best we can. We complete this task, and then the next time we do it, we will be more prepared and better, and I think that is what I've decided, so just ignore into it. Boom. Shoving things under the rug. Something you should never do. Today, we're here to talk a bit about consistency, what that looks like, and how to actually stay consistent. I've been in this boat myself where I have a goal or a plan, something that I want to achieve. It's like a big idea in my brain. It almost gets overwhelming thinking about all the things you have to do to get there. Sometimes you don't even know exactly where you're going, but you just know kind of how you want to feel. You're just confused. Like, you want to be consistent, you want to reach your goal, but there's just this big space in between how to do that and how being consistent can actually help you obtain your goals without being overwhelmed. I don't know about you, but like, I can get overwhelmed very quickly if I don't plan myself out and do things properly. In this video, we are going to go over 5 ways of how to become more consistent and what that looks like for you in your everyday life in an obtainable way. We're not trying to push anybody past the limits. We're just trying to add something great to your life to help you reach the goals that you want to achieve. Way number 1, or step number 1, I would say this is his first step, is to establish clear goals. You can set SMART goals. So I'm going to read this for you so I get this exactly right. But to set a SMART goal is to set specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound goals. You need to have a clear understanding of what you want your goals to be and what you need to do to achieve those goals. This gives you the why you are doing what you are doing, which in the long run is going to help you stay on track and continue to be consistent. And you'll definitely start seeing things happening, and you'll know that you did it intentionally, which feels even better. Understanding goals in life is crucial for personal growth and fulfillment. It's all about finding your why. We as humans are naturally made to do things out of primal instinct. Take, for example, the cavemen. We would hunt, we would gather, we would make clothes, we would make children. These were all things that we inherently did because we knew that we needed those things to survive and to thrive as a community, keep the community going. Nowadays, with the world being so accessible and with there being an infinite amount of possibilities and opportunities, we have ultimately lost the why. Because the why is no longer why we are doing this to survive, it's why we are doing this to live on our purpose path and to fulfill what we were on this earth to do. So until you really take a step back and take a good look at yourself, reevaluate and understand what is the most important to you, how you would like to be present in this lifetime, and how you would like to live more intentionally to have this existence of pure joy while still getting things done. I'll tell you a secret. In order to clearly receive what is aligned for you with who you really are, you must constantly take action with the mindset of knowing why you are doing what you are doing and live life with intention. We talked about what you have to do, and one thing I've always been frustrated about is when somebody will tell you, okay, this is what you have to do, but they don't actually give you examples or give you the actual prompts to work through yourself. Now, I can't do this personal work for you, but I can give you questions that have worked for myself that have helped me to really gain clarity on what matters to me the most. So that in moments when I don't want to do something, I have my why. I circle back to it, think about it, and say, okay, you know what? I don't want to do this right now, but it's worth it. Here are some of the questions. I'm going to read them off, so I'm looking down here. Also, I've posted below a shared document, so if you prefer to type this out or if you just want to take a look at the questions later, you're totally welcome to do that too. I hope that is helpful to somebody. Right, so questions. 1, what brings me joy and fulfillment? 2, what are my passions and interests in life? 3, what activities make me lose track of time? So what are the things that on the positive and on the negative make you lose track of time? 4, what do I value most in life? 5, what are my strengths and my talents? 6, what legacy do I want to leave behind? Whew, that's a big one. 7, what are my long-term aspirations? 8, how do I envision my ideal lifestyle? 9, what impact do I want to make on the world? 10, what kind of relationships do I want to cultivate? And 11, what experiences do I want to have in this life? Some of those might take you actually a really long time to sit down and figure out, and it is okay to feel like you have to go back to the drawing board at some point. You might think that something is really important to you. You go out there only to realize that it's actually not that important to you. There is something adjacent that is actually the most important thing to you. So it's good to kind of write all these things down, dig deep within yourself, but also check back in. We'll get more into that though later. Based off of those answers that you gave and using the newfound knowledge of what is most important to you, we're going to take it to the next step and answer these questions, which really will help you hone in your why. What goals have I already achieved and how do they align with my current desires? You can go through your life and you can have experienced and accomplished so many different things. If you're not living life with intention, you will begin to feel empty. You'll have checked off all these boxes on the paper of life that you feel like you should have, but yet you're still not feeling fulfilled. It's really important to go back and 1, celebrate yourself for the things that you have done that align with yourself and what's most important. And then 2, celebrate yourself for doing something that's still a good thing in your life that didn't align exactly with what matters the most to you. And know that you are able to be committed to the things that you do care about and that you know about perseverance, which is great. 2, what challenges or obstacles do I want to overcome? Now, a lot of times when it comes to having a goal, setting a goal, and being consistent, there are always barriers that we will come up with. That is the first thing that your brain will do. Tell you, oh, we can't do this because, for example, we don't have time, or we can't do this because we don't have enough money, or we can't do this because we don't have everything that we need. Just like me wanting to start this YouTube video and I didn't have everything I needed. I could have stopped there, but sharing the things that I have learned with other people in hopes that it will help their lives as well is something that is very important to me. So I told myself, I'm just going to continue. Why? Because I know that I can still get my point of view across, even if it's not in the package that I wanted it to look like. How do I define success for myself? Now, this one is so important because your success might be having a really successful, t-shirt business and having a partner and having true love. Someone else's version of success might be being a parent or having a dog and their own apartment or being a CEO of a company or a YouTuber. I don't know, there's so many different ways that people define success. So it's important for you to then, with this list that you have of what matters to you the most, write down what actually you define as success. So you can be successful in your mom's point of view, your dad's point of view, your friend's point of view, but if it does not align with what you find successful, again, you're just going to feel completely empty. And the last one is, what steps can I take to live a meaningful and purposeful life? These are the things that you're going to be implementing consistency with. I know, that was a lot. But it is really good to go through and to really find what is important to you, what matters to you, and how you can implement it in your life. Go through your barriers and try to break them down. I'm not saying that any of this is easy. Like, it is not easy to take a look at yourself and really write down what matters aside from everything else, and then try to tell that very strong part of your brain that tells you you can't do things, that you are going to do them, and now you have a reason why. Number 2, prioritize tasks. The rest of them we're probably going to breeze through pretty quickly because we've done the bulk of the work. So prioritizing tasks, focusing on the high priority tasks and then chipping away at the lower priority tasks is definitely the way that you get the bulk of things done. What goals are you closer to achieving by these tasks? And remember to be kind with yourself. So if you're having a day where you said, maybe you're working on a book and you told yourself you're going to write a chapter of this book today, and you wrote maybe 5 pages, but honestly, you were just not feeling it today. It's just not working for you. You're feeling mentally blocked. Go do something else that's still productive towards what you are wanting to do, who you are wanting to be, how you want to be present in life. But that's maybe a little easier for your mind and for your soul in that moment. So maybe go and meditate. Maybe take a 30-minute nap if just shutting everything off works best for you. Watch a quick TV show, but don't get caught up in it. You can go for a walk outside, like just something, anything really that is still aligning with this person that you're wanting to be. Maybe not the meat and the potatoes of everything, you know? So if you are feeling like you need a moment, just allow yourself to relax, readjust, and try to do a little bit more of whatever you were meant to do that day. By at least attuning yourself into the frequency of who you know you are and how you are now choosing to present yourself in this world. You are still in the act of moving forward and stepping into this person that you know that you already are. Even if you can't finish everything that you wanted in that day, it's okay. It's better than not doing anything at all. Also, side note for prioritizing tasks. So I know for myself, it's really difficult. Sometimes there will be things that I need to do. For today, I'll even use this example. For today, I wanted to make a YouTube video. I told myself I wanted to be more of like a clean person, so I wanted to clean up. I had laundry that I needed to do, and I needed to, get ready for this video. So these are all things that I needed to do in order to make the video and to live a more organized life, because those things are important to me. So I sat down and I said, okay, what steps do I need to take in order to get everything done? I gave myself timelines for when I wanted to have certain things finished. And of course, there were additional things, like there was a phone call I really needed to make. And then I ended up also needing to eat, of course, and things like that. So I gave myself a little bit of extra time to finish everything I needed to finish so that as those little things popped up, I could also get them done. There was a point where I didn't want to do my laundry, but I did it because I knew that taking care of my things and taking care of myself in the way of taking care of my things is important to me, so I did it. I did not want to do all the dishes, but I said, you know what, finishing tasks, I'm an Aries, we have a hard time finishing tasks. So I said, finishing tasks is something that is important to me because I want to be a person that finishes big things in my life, so I need to practice finishing small things. So I finished the dishes. Then getting ready for the video, I didn't do too much, but I did enough to get out here and feel confident and beautiful, and that's important to me. You just make yourself timelines, and I told myself by 2 p.m., which is 2:07, and we've been filming for a little while, I was going to be shooting this video. So pat on my back, I did a good job. I did it. It can just be small things like that, but the small things add up to big things, because once I post this video, I'm gonna wanna post another video and another one, and hopefully it will even just reach one person and help them, and boom, I did what I needed to do. I'm living my life with purpose, and I feel good about that. Next one is monitor progress and adjust. Of course, in life, it's good to one, track your progress, and two, know when to pivot. Sometimes you can look back on certain things, and I do this. I keep books and I just write down like what's going on in my life, what are the things that I want, just to kind of give myself little pointers of who I was in that time. And I look back and see over the course of the years, things that have not changed, things that I'm still working towards, things that I've achieved, and now it's just congruently a part of my life. And it's really good to, one, be able to praise yourself for all the great things that you've done. I find so many times we're always pushing to try to do the next thing and to try to approach a new way of living and to be better all the time. And then we forget to look back and realize all of these wonderful, amazing things that we've done that we should really be proud of ourselves for. Sometimes life just throws complete curveballs at you. I mean, I've definitely had moments where my life was like this, and then 2 weeks later, my life was like this, completely different. You just never know. And to that, I want to say, that is when you want to be able to pivot. I am a firm believer in what is meant for you will never pass you by. And rejection is God's greatest form of protection. So sometimes you really wanted something and you really worked towards something and it ends up not going the way you had planned it. I mean, let's be realistic. Not everything is going to go how you want it to go. It's life. But if you're able to take from that and flip it around and find where you can still keep moving forward with your knowing of how you want to present yourself and how you want to live in this world, beautiful, wonderful things will come to you because of that. And when you finally do see why you had to go through all of these struggles and troubles to get where you now are or where you will be, you're just going to be so grateful. And I'm going to give a little story about myself. So about 2 years ago, almost 3 years ago, I was working in the medical field, and I had been working in the medical field for almost 8 years. There were many reasons why I loved working in that field, but honestly, my passion is entertainment and singing. And I was really unhappy at the time, and I really didn't know what to do. It was just at the end of the pandemic, and everything was just kind of falling apart. Like the job that I had just really wasn't working out. I lived really far away from my job. And then to top it off, my ex dumped me. Yeah. And when she broke it off, she said, I want to go live my life, blah, 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 whatever. But I applied to work on a cruise ship and I put your application in and I think they'd be interested. So if you want to go work on a cruise ship, then you can. And at the time, I just felt so down. I thought, I'm already struggling with this job that I have and I'm struggling with the distance and now my relationship isn't working out and everything just felt like it was falling apart. Like nothing felt like it fit. I felt like I had put myself in a space that I did not fit, like putting the wrong puzzle piece in a place. That is how I felt. It was just such a tower moment. Like everything just completely fell apart for me, crumbling down around me, and I didn't know what to do. But I had just learned what is meant for you will not pass you by, and that sometimes rejection is the greatest form of protection from God. So I said, you know what? I'm just gonna go for it. I mean, I was rejected from my relationship. I knew my job wasn't working out anymore. I could afford the place that we were living in, but not comfortably, you know? So I just went for it and I got the job. I was working in the medical field, but I knew I wanted to sing. And within a year from that, I was working in the entertainment field. I had my own singing show and I was performing every week. And that was a dream of mine for years of my life that I was able to achieve by just being able to pivot. Life just started falling apart. Things were not working for me. And I said, you know what? I'm gonna just switch gears, still maintain my integrity and do the things that I want to do and present myself and show up in the way that I want to. And even though, some of my friends would be going out at certain ports and having a great time, I'd stay inside just to work on writing my show and how I wanted it to go. And I didn't even have the opportunity yet, but I just knew that by making myself prepared for these great opportunities that I knew were coming my way, that I was going to be able to take them. So that was being consistent for me. And last but not least is discipline and self-control. I mean, you don't always want to do the right thing. Honestly, I'm naturally like a lazy girl. I could just lay down and eat snacks all day and watch TV. Like, I really could. But I, again, have to go back to my why, tell myself why I'm doing these things, and find the excitement in doing those things, knowing that it is aligned with who I am and pushing me towards the things and the goals that I want to achieve. It's okay to sometimes get distracted. It's okay to sometimes feel like you just can't do it today. We're humans. We have a lot of ups and downs, and realistically, life is not just what we put out. We're surrounded by many other people, many other energies, and many other situations. So things are not always going to go how you want, or not always going to feel how you want. But it's just important to, again, just remind yourself of who you are, why you're doing what you're doing, and look at the goals that you have, and then look back at how far you've already come, and the things that you've progressed into, and the ways that you've grown into this beautiful, wonderful human being that you are. And then remind yourself that you got there by continuing to choose you. At the end of the day, that's what consistency is all about. The ability to choose yourself in a world that is crazy and demanding and asking of a million things, but in a healthy, proactive way. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it helped somebody. I kind of talked a lot about some random things. I hope you enjoyed. Anyways, my next video, I don't know, we're gonna talk about some other topic. Only talk about things that I have personally read and researched about, and then went out and tried it myself. So I know there are things that work, or that anyways worked for me. I hope that they work for you, but I am sending you love, I am sending you light and positivity. You got this. You can be consistent. I believe in you, and I'm already proud of all the ways you've been consistent and changed and grown in your life. Anyways, we'll see you next time, probably in a different venue, because like I said, I work in a cruise ship, so I don't really have a home. I'm at my friend's house this time. He's working and I'm just hanging out here. But anyways, have a great day, and we will see you next time. Bye.